Tough conversations. There's a reason why we call them tough. They're not easy to have. And so how we have them is going to make a difference. The way we engage with our children is going to make a big difference. So let's talk about a few things to keep in mind when we go to have a tough conversation, and then we're going to talk about 4 steps on how to have it. Discord versus resistance. It's going to be important to understand the difference between these. Resistance, we often point a finger, or if we give it some other label. When we point that finger, we're saying it's only the other person. But in the reality, what's happening is what we call discord. The problem is between the people. It's what's happening within the relationship. So it's creating this aggression or this frustration or this agitation, which is the discord. You own a piece of what's happening. So recognizing what discord is, owning our part in what's happening, in the sense of how we engage, what we do, our actions, our body language, all of that is going to either make the discord get worse or start bringing it down. There's a few don'ts when we're having a tough conversation. First off, don't avoid it. Sometimes parents, because it is a tough conversation, they want to just avoid it or not have it at all, or ignore it, or just tell the kid to go to the room and not have the conversation. Well, this doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the kid understand what they might need to do differently, or help them grow or guide them. So you might get some of the same behaviors. Those behaviors might escalate. So have the conversation. Don't avoid it. The next point is don't make it about you. Whenever there is discord, if you make it about you, it becomes about the relationship, not about what's being discussed. You saying things like, you're not listening to me, you're not respecting me, you're disobeying me. That's about you. And as soon as you make it about you, it's no longer about the behavior you were trying to talk about. You're now going to get a worse conflict. The discord is going to go up. What these skills do when we're having a tough conversation or using the Am I Lead skills, what it does is it relieves the chance for it to be about you and them. It's not about an argument between the two of you and one of you trying to win or lose that argument. Now it's just about the behavior. And when it's about the behavior, normally we can bring the discord down. So again, I highlighted this a second ago, but the other don't, and I want to highlight it big time, is don't use anger. And you might say, well, that's easier said than done. I agree. There's times I get angry and frustrated too. So utilize a timeout for yourself. If you feel angry, pause. Stop. Go take a breath. It's okay to tell a child, you know what? I need you to go to your room for a little bit, and I need to go to my room for a little bit. We'll come back and talk about this later. If you feel too angry, you're probably not going to be able to do these skills well, so take a break. But don't use anger to have one of these tough conversations. Next critical piece in having a tough conversation is ensuring that you're using all the elements of the spirit of MI, and you're using ORs, our open-ended questions, affirmations, reflections, and summaries. And in this video, we don't go into all of those, but in the bigger training or consultation, we can talk about how to use all of those pieces. When we run into a tough conversation, normally there's something already going on, some kind of an agitator or conflict happening. It's often we get ourselves frustrated and we start assuming negative intent. We start thinking that they're doing something to disrespect us, disobey, to not listen to us. That assumes negative intention. If you find yourself doing that, catch it, stop it, and see if you can replace it with a positive intention. Normally kids aren't trying to do something negative. They're not trying to be mean. They're not trying to not listen to you. They're not trying to disrespect you. So stop the negative intention thought and replace it. What might be the positive intent here? What might they be trying to accomplish or do that is a positive intent that's coming across in a negative way? When we can do that and we can see what's happening, it gives us more of a chance to have a conversation that's on even ground, that we don't feel angry about, so that we can just converse about it. If you feel like something is said or done that's out of character with the child, it's a good idea to always remember to go into the situation being curious. And you'll see that when we go through the 4 steps. Step 2 is a lot about being curious. But really, we want to go in these situations to learn from the child. We want to understand what's going on with them so that we can help them. We can be a partner with them. We can guide them. If it's just us coming down and using force on the child, it's going to exponentially increase the aggression, the frustration, the discord. We don't want to do that. We want to come in with an open eye, with trying to learn and understand what's going on with the child.